Try not to let it go to your head, Patrick.
Since we're in a hurry,
We just did Lori.
I move that we approve the minutes.
Yeah, actually, are we good? Do we have a quorum yet? Or
Yeah, you guys have a quorum.
Oh, awesome. All right. Well, thank you. So Marilyn has moved to approve the minutes. Is there discussion? Second?
Is this both minutes?
Yeah.
Comments? Can I have a second somewhere?
Second.
All right. Oh, I got Patrick and Beth. All right. Those in favor, aye, or wave or whatever.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, hearing none, we will move right along. To, I guess the first item on the agenda is an update on what's going on with Douglas Hill and the plans there. Did anybody go to the meeting with the zoning?
I can just tell you that they're in the middle of planning and zoning. The first meeting they used to listen to all the comments that have been made thus far. I think we had 2 hours worth of comments. The next meeting, which is next week, they will be presenting their next iteration. And so I expect it'll go through planning and zoning for a while, and then we'll see how that moves forward. But if you're interested, you should take a look at the next planning meeting. And Jen, when is that, next Monday?
Yeah, it's next Monday. They didn't have their agenda out when I sent out the stuff last week, but they might have it out today. So I will send that link out to you guys so you can watch that. That one actually will have maybe some substance. I think this last meeting they used just for public comment, and they're gonna try to get the actual request in on this one and not take public comment until August. So yeah, 7 o'clock, the 12th.
All right. Well, thank you, Jennifer. Keep us posted. And
I did send you guys the link to the pro forma that we had discussed, and I think that's about it.
All right. Morning, Judy.
Good morning. Sorry, I didn't get the link for some reason, so.
That's okay. It's the morning after a long holiday weekend, and so help me, they were still shooting off fireworks at 1 o'clock this morning.
Yeah.
We're all a little sluggish today. All right, well, moving ahead from there, an update on Burr Oak. I don't know if anybody else has anything to say about this. The signs are up around town. If you've seen the posters in the windows, they look really, really awesome. Hopefully everybody got the link to the volunteer page. If not, I can send it out again.
Will you send it out? Because I know I got it and I realized I had not signed up, but I couldn't find it in my email, so.
Sure, no problem. Yeah, I mean, there are, I think, still a couple of things to be done in advance of the day. And then most of it is to be there on the day, a certain amount of help with the setup, putting up signs and blocking the street and whatnot. And then actually at the event, I think it's going to take a team of as many people as we can get out there with flashlights or, the app on your phone, just to be wayfinders. Because it does get pretty dark. There's not really lighting around there. So yeah, I think everything is coming together, and it's going to be really cool.
Yeah, at the parade I was showing, I had it up on my phone, the poster, and passing it around. It was disturbing that none of the people I was talking to had heard anything about it, but on the other hand, they were amazed. They were just so excited. No, I don't.
You don't know where it is?
No. It was down to.
I've been putting postcards on all my neighbors' doors, sticking them on with tape to everybody's door, because Walter dropped a huge stack off at my house. So it's been nice when you see people in the front yard and talk to them about it. Everybody seems pretty positive about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll see if Jenny can do some more publicizing of it on the website and on the Facebook.
Yeah.
Where are the postcards? Because that would be great.
Walter dropped them off on my front porch. I have a big.
You have all of them?
No. He just left me a big stack. He may have more. I don't know.
Yeah, I have a stack too that I've been kind of passing out in my neighborhood, but it might be great. Like I know that they made an event for it, a Facebook event. It might be nice if we could put a little, I don't know if we have a small budget, even like $30 to put behind it, just to share it on our channels. But that would go
Yeah,
a
I'll
long way
check.
to get exposure.
I don't do that stuff anymore, so I'll check on that.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's right. I think the point is probably to get the word out as widely as we can now, because we really want this to be a big success. So they've put a tremendous amount of effort into it, and it'd be nice if we could have a massive crowd.
Mhm.
I'll post it on Webster Groves Community Connect and Alt Community if you guys want me to.
We could wait a day or two.
On our own Facebook.
Yeah.
And our own, yeah.
Yeah. No, I need to talk to them about that, but the
Yeah.
alts and the one are a buzz, I think, right now with other things.
Yeah, I'd wait a day or two.
Maybe we don't want to get tangled up in other things.
But I do think that if you can share the event versus just like posting about it in a singular post, like find the event, search for it, and then share that to the group, that is a little bit more effective than just a post, because it's a little more visual, and then people can RSVP right there.
Okay.
All right. All right. Well, I think actually that is a nice segue too into the concerts at Glen Park. I don't know, Patrick, have you had a chance to talk to Mike about this at all? Has anybody heard from Mike?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry has. Okay, yeah.
Well, all we know is that there's one this Wednesday night. Last
Oh.
week got rained out.
Whoa.
So
That's Chick Corea, I think.
yeah, that should be a really fabulous concert. So it is this Wednesday at Glen Park. Patrick, do you know what time those are?
No, I don't.
Okay,
Not
well,
off the top.
Yeah, we got there for the last one thinking it was at 7, and I think it started at 6. I mean, by the time we got there, people were already
They're
wrapping
early.
up and leaving. So it'd be nice to know a time.
Yeah, I don't think we've heard anything about it. Like, I don't have any information. Do I? Do I have information on dates and I didn't know it?
I actually didn't. I mean, you're talking like Wednesday, like tomorrow is Wednesday?
mhm.
Wow. Okay.
I'll text Mike right now while we're.
Yeah. And if we can get some more information about this, I think maybe we can spread the word about this too. Certainly the rest of the schedule, so people have a little more lead time. And
How
I know
many more are there?
There are 3 of them. There are 3 concerts. And all I know is that Mike posted the tomorrow's concert and went through Scott because the permission was for last week when it got rained out. And so he went through Scott to get permission to have it tomorrow evening. So,
And I believe he got that permission. It went,
oh yeah, he did,
Yeah.
because it is rescheduled and reposted for tomorrow night, but I'd have to go see what I can find on my phone.
cool. All right. Well, I guess keep us all updated on
yeah,
that.
he might answer me back here if
Okay.
we're lucky.
Let us know. Yeah. All right. Well, moving on from there, the next item on the agenda is the Barbary Park lighting. Yes, Jerry?
We have tentatively scheduled something for next Tuesday night, but have not done anything about it yet. Because, whoops. We can push it back a week. What do you guys think? Are you available next Tuesday night?
What-
I am not. but-
You are not.
What are we talking? I mean, is this the official turning on of the lights? Is that what
Yeah,
we're doing?
it's an official turning on of the lights.
Is,
I can
Do
be
we
there. I
wanna-
mean, I'm open.
push it? I'm not, but if people are available, would it be something that we would be doing or just showing up and the Parks Department will be?
we haven't really talked about what we should be doing. How about if we did this on July 20th? Would you guys be available?
I'm okay.
Yeah,
Since we haven't advertised this for the 13th, let's aim for July 20th. And we just need to think of some little ceremony of some sort close to sunset, turning the lights on and making a hoo-ha out of it. It's an opportunity to celebrate that sculpture again. So Judy, if you have any ideas about a little program or something we can do.
Conjunction with parks or,
Well, Scott is there. I mean,
yeah,
I had to clear this to make sure that, because he's on vacation this week and there's a
okay.
lot of stuff going on.
I mean, it's also celebrating the community. So, you know, the
Yeah.
sculpture is a kind of icon.
Kind of the community. Let's set it for July 20th, if you're available on a Tuesday, and we'll do something at, I don't know, 8 o'clock, 7:30.
Make it 8:30, because then we'll be there in time for the lights to go on.
Right, to make it show up.
So if we do,
Ceremony,
do
we
some-
can tell.
if we do something at 8 o'clock, then that allows us enough time to have a little, I don't know what, something,
A little something.
a little
It's
something.
about the same time of year that we did the sculpture garden lighting a couple
Okay.
years ago. So we can see what we did. I mean, I know what we did for that, but we can see what the timing was for that.
But
Okay.
that's the point of waiting till it's dark enough, because as I recall, for the sculpture garden lighting, we didn't realize the lights had been turned on. So
Yeah,
Yeah, and it doesn't
Okay.
really get dark until after 9, right?
Yeah.
It's 8:32 or something like that. Scott had been looking up the sunset. So yeah, it is closer to 9. Do we want
I'll
people?
bring the bug spray.
And then how is it being promoted, like in North Webster, to get a lot of the community out? That would be great.
Well, once we figure out a time and a date, I guess we'll let the folks know at the North Webster Neighborhood Coalition and just move it along with them. It'll have to be word of mouth.
Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, well, I guess keep us posted on that as well. We'll see what we come up with there. Right.
Mhm.
Turns out we're moving through this agenda faster than I thought we were going. All right. Beth, are you with us? Do you want to give a little update on the walking tour? You got?
Yeah, can you guys hear me? Sorry, I'm
Yes.
in transit. So we met a couple weeks ago as a kind of a mini group, a subgroup, to talk about dividing up some of the sculptures and getting content around those that we could then work to post and use as a framework for what kind of the direction we decide to go for the walking tour. So that's kind of where we are. People are off investigating the pieces they've been assigned, and then we have a meeting July 26th to see what we have and what we still need to gather. I imagine that some of these pieces we're going to have a little bit of trouble trying to find some detail on. So that's kind of where we're at, and then we'll assess from there.
Yeah, I have to say Beth has done a tremendous job pulling this all together and giving us a framework to work around. And I'm really excited about what this is going to wind up looking like if we can get all of our ducks in a row. Because we're going to have it so you can access from different pieces, you know what you're looking at, where they are, and some information about them and different artists. But then also have pieces in there, you know, we were discussing the possibility of getting the children's reviews and making part of this be like a scavenger hunt for families, so you can look for things, which hopefully I think will really get the community more engaged in this. So we don't create this beautiful thing and then have it just sit somewhere on our website for. So
And,
many,
you know,
many. Sorry, Judy, yes?
No, just commenting on sculpture in general, having had my grandkids over at the rec center this weekend. The rabbit is so fabulous. It works so perfectly there. It is terrific. It just can't be better. So that's really great. We have some wonderful pieces for people to walk around and find, look at.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm envisioning some sort of an Instagram account where everybody posts their selfies with all these different, me and the bird and me and the rabbit and whatever. So yeah, we'll keep trucking away on that and stay tuned. Anything else about the walking tour?
Well, can I just ask Beth, is somebody writing on the rabbit? Did we have an assignment for the
That's
rabbit?
information on the rabbit,
What? You have information, Marilyn?
rabbit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think the only other thing I need to do is all the paintings in the city hall. Has anybody ever done our list of that beforehand? Jerry, didn't they do that?
It's somewhere. We'll have to see if we can find that. But yeah, we do
Guys,
have
I'll
a
go
list.
over and floor to floor, I'll redo a list.
Okay. See if I can find that.
Oh, City Hall. Yeah.
Katie,
Yes.
I'd be interested in that Instagram account. What's it called?
I don't think it exists yet. So
Oh,
let's make it happen.
we should. I mean, that's such a cute idea. I love that.
I just feel like the more we can get the community to engage, Judy came up with the idea of doing kids reviews. And as we were batting it around, it's like, wow, the real way to connect people is to suck their children in first.
Yeah.
Like, that's fabulous. So let's really make this something fun and engaging, and then we can put all the sort of serious information behind that.
I think they are working on some more social media accounts. So
Yeah.
maybe
Links to
next
Instagram would be
meeting
Great.
we can talk to Jenny, and maybe she can sit in for a minute to talk about it and some of your ideas.
Yeah, actually, that would be great. Or I don't know, Beth, are we ready to maybe talk to her at that meeting on the 20, what day was that? Or are we still in a
26.
fact-finding position now?
Well, I think from like an Instagram standpoint, first trying to like gather the information, and then I don't think we would have a dedicated Instagram for sculpture. I think what would make more sense is if Webster is going to be more active on Instagram, then having like special like kind of campaigns of like within that to like show us photos of you with our art and things like that, and then we could
Yeah.
promote those hashtags with like the pages on the website. But I think when you spread yourself too thin with too many kind of dedicated social accounts, it backfires because people won't follow them. So I think if Webster can get a good following and then help promote the art within that, that would probably be the best way to go. So we can certainly chat with her, but I don't think it needs to happen ASAP. It's like wait until we kind of get our stuff our content gathered, and then Webster gets an account up and going, and then we can kind of combine forces.
Yeah, I think that sounds great. Great. Anything else about the walking tour planning? Wow. Boy, we really are just checking them off the list here. So the next question is the discussion about signage. I know Jennifer has sent some information out. Judy, are you still spearheading this for us?
I think John was the one who gathered this latest information.
Yeah, I had gotten that, and I guess we had not revisited it. And then the guy from In Graphics had called me a couple of times, wanting to know, any how we're going, and to see if he got the job or what the time frame would be. So I thought, well, I sent it just a reminder to Jennifer to see if we could just cover it and see if everybody had reviewed it and checked the cost and all of that.
So that's based on a design we provide them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And that was the guy in New York. The design was so ordinary, and this has an opportunity to be something a bit more elegant and nice.
Well, there was no proprietary on that sign, you could have that exact setup.
Mm. Did someone mention though that particular design, it's a solid piece, right? That comes up and then is bent and bent. Does that present any problems with the mowing or the weed whacking, things like that, rather than a thinner post holding it? I don't know.
I think they had tried to put all the signage within like mulch sections or within areas so that it wouldn't be needing to be mowed around.
Mhm. Okay.
Is that a change though? Because the current signage is getting pretty badly chewed just from weed whackers and stuff being flung from the lawnmowers.
I think
Are they-
that's a lesson they've learned, but I'm not positive.
Yeah.
So
So
they're
it's-
gonna
the
move.
mulch was added later. And also that seems to be a particularly susceptible surface. I think maybe what we have might be endure a bit better. Metal. This is what is it, Don? The surface, it's not.
Right now, it's like a plastic, I think, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's a metal.
Well, no,
Think
the
it's
post
metal.
and the plate are steel, and
But the-
it's probably just painted steel, but the sign itself is what's giving out, and that's like a film over the top. And those signs from A1 or whoever it was, Jennifer, I think that's where the problem lies.
Oh God, what are they called? Not Sinorama. I don't
But
know.
yeah,
There was one on Brentwood, but I had to go out to Olive to get this one. But yeah.
I mean, that was based on what Lallmeyer was doing. And I think it is having the smaller post. It's kind of hidden under the plate. Maybe, I don't know, as an option to match that design and just be able to replace the top sign or a plate that goes over it that's more durable. That would be
Mhm.
very cost effective. And then they would match the sculpture garden. But yeah, I see that flat plate coming out as just even more susceptible for damage and debris.
Well, we can provide any design to Ingraphics, correct?
Yes.
Any design including different structures of the signs, or is this like what I'm hearing is that it's more about the actual physical geometry of the sign than about what's printed on it?
No, I think what we're saying, we could just have them replace the plate with
Just the plate?
I mean, my point was actually the design of the label itself, it just was ordinary. And so the way the writing, the whatever the font that was used, it's much more elegant and artsy. So that's the concern. I did like the whole whole apparatus that they used at the Kemper, but more importantly is what's written on the sign and to make it endure. So I think we could ask Ingraphics to just give us the plate, and if we are sure we can reattach a new plate onto the existing supports, but then have the information written in a much nicer way.
Here we go.
You can see it's not necessarily, I mean, it does chip and things like that, but a plate going right over the top of that might be a nice way to clean it up. It's
Mhm.
very economical.
Well, I guess the question I would ask, and maybe this has already been answered at some point, is are they interchangeable? I mean, if we go with a different company, how do you affix a new sign to this stake? Is it,
The current stake,
yeah,
those were fixed anyway because didn't we have those all built in-house here, Don? Because they
Some
were
were built,
expensive.
the first set were built by Lallmeyer, the second, by the city parks department, I think. And they're, again, very economical. What we get for like $50 a stand or something.
Yeah. So I think they should already be fairly interchangeable.
well, no, I'm just saying if we get a new
Plate.
plaque to go on it, are they just welded on or are they?
No,
Probably glued, I would guess.
Super glue.
Right.
I have no idea, but I can check with Yvonne to see what they did for the last ones.
Thought I had a photo of the back of one.
Hey, Don, that looks like some sort of film because on the edge over there by the word ceramic, it looks like it's scraping off. Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah, it
a-
is. I remember when
that-
I picked it up. It's like a coating kind of.
so you could maybe peel that off?
I think that part, I don't know if that's the part with the writing or what it is.
Yeah, it's really odd because I thought we had a whole plate. It was supposed to be like an aluminum plate with black print on it, but maybe that plate just fits over the steel. And that frame is part of it, but I'd have to take a closer look.
And Judy's right, something more, a little more elegant or artsy would be
Mhm.
nice.
Yeah,
Can
here
find
you
something
can
that
see
fits over that.
when we stop. I have a photo of the back. It looks like there's, can you see this? A kind of post welded to the plate itself that slips into another post and bolted, or somehow there's a bolt. Anyway, I
Mhm.
can send that around.
Do you know which one that was? What sign that is?
No. Wait a minute, yes, I do. That's Evan Lewis's.
Okay. So it's one of the early signs.
Mhm.
So this is something that like what we would be purchasing is the flat piece. And then we would have our Parks Department weld like there's a stick coming up out of the ground and this is going to fit inside of that and then be bolted in place so they could put the appropriate sized piece on the back of the.
Well, what if we peel off the plastic and that has the writing on it right now? There's still a steel plate underneath there, and then just glued a new one onto that,
Fair enough.
right?
That seems simpler than having the whole setup and putting in a whole new stand.
Mhm.
Yeah, so John, I'm wondering if they just bid like on a plate, like what you see at the top here that could fit over the steel plate that we already have at the Sculpture Garden. The same size.
I think they can do it.
I would imagine they could affix it on there. That'd be a whole different,
Be
so
less
we'd have to
expensive.
take off those signs from their stand and send them to somebody to strip that. I guess that's probably a computer graphic that's on there now, that's on some kind of film.
Couldn't they make the plate by itself and then bring it there and then put it together?
Mhm.
I think that you'd have to do all the plates that way so that they could affix them on.
Right.
Mhm.
They all the same size?
Yes.
Then all we need is just the face part and then attach it to what we've already got for the stand. That sounds easiest.
But we don't have anything for the rabbit yet, right? Can't
Correct.
remember. Yeah, so
Well,
we
that-
would need to fabricate some more of those holders as well.
Right.
Right.
So each time we do another sculpture, you'd have to make one of those items.
New ones.
Mhm.
Right. But if John is saying that the Parks Department fabricated them, that seems to be easy, or not easy, but doable. Right.
Doable. Yeah, they could do, probably a couple at a time and just have them in stock.
Mhm.
Perhaps it would be useful to ask someone from the Parks Department to the next meeting, so we
Yeah.
could get that.
Yeah, but are we all liking that? So it's white on a dark sort of bronze color plaque, as opposed to what we have now, which was a sort of gray, whitish background with black.
Yeah, I like that.
Mhm. Just make sure. I do too. I think it looks very nice.
I
Don?
wonder if before we invite, let's invite the person to the Parks Department person to our next meeting. But I wonder if it would be worth asking the question so that they could maybe go out and take a look at what we're talking about.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'd talked to Yvonne before
Yeah.
when I invited her. Yeah, we wouldn't spring it on her at the meeting.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'm thinking that way they would have a more informed answer for us
Definitely.
if we could share what we're looking at.
Is the same signage on Brother Mills pieces by the,
That was a plate that was set on concrete and that disappeared over the years. I think
Uh-huh.
it just
so we
wasn't
need to,
secured well
we
enough.
need to mark that then as well under the same situation that we're doing.
Right.
Right. Jennifer, I don't mind meeting Yvonne at the park anytime, and then we kind of review what we've done and what potentially what the parks can do for us for those pedestal bases, if you like.
Okay. I will, I'll talk with you and see what we can set up.
That's great.
Thank you,
I think
Don.
we're
That's
making
fabulous.
progress.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no problem. And John, do you want to check, if I give you a size, do you want to check with N Graphics on just a plate replacement and what they recommend for the most durable? If the bronze is what we want to go with, I think it could easily be retrofit right over the top of our old sign.
Okay,
And
you
for
have
park-
yeah, send me that picture that you have and I'll send that on and with the measurements. I'm wondering if bronze is, is going to be heavier than aluminum in this case. So you can also get the cast aluminum. If you remember, I mean, it looks similar, but bronze has the bronze look and the aluminum, but I'm just wondering weight wise, because whatever we do in this situation, it'll be us, that we won't be able to go back to them and say, well, that broke our stick. You know what I mean? So we would be buying that and then putting it together ourselves.
Well, you could
I-
could you ask
I
them
think
that.
that you could do it and even work in maybe, a bolt at each corner on the outer parts of the corner to help hold it on there with some mastic or something. As part of the design, it could have a bolt as part of it that goes through there and really locks on good. I'm just,
Oh, I would think that we have some adhesives that will handle the job. I mean,
Mm.
don't you think?
Yeah, I think so. Then you wouldn't have to drill through steel.
Right. And I don't know. I mean, I guess you could make a good design. I like the elegance and simplicity. Bolts seem to sort of not give us what we want.
well, you wouldn't necessarily have to see them. I'm just saying it could be part of it
Uh-huh.
as a way to maintain that they're on there, or let's say a little lip that would go around that other existing panel, you know what I'm saying? So almost like a little lip that would go around that.
Right.
Because anytime that moisture or something gets in there, it's going to eat away whatever you have, I think.
Yeah, I think it's well worth making sure that the logistics of that would work.
Yeah.
Not that it can't be done, but just to make sure that it isn't just easier to start over.
Right.
All right, well, excellent. Don, thank you for taking charge on that. And I guess John and you and Don can sort out the details and Judy stay on top of the style decision.
Yep. Yep.
Do we have any other questions about that? Does anybody want to? All right. Well, we will carry on and hopefully we can have somebody from the Parks Department come to our next meeting with some answers, or at least have some answers from the Parks Department, whether they send a representative or not. And then we'll be ready to actually go with that.
Okay.
So are we in the fiscal year where we have the money to pay for this now, or we have?
I think
I
Jen
think
would,
so. I'll check. I mean, I'm assuming we have something.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's how I budget too.
Yep. Yep.
I assume there's something
That's-
somewhere.
What I'm doing.
Okay, well, moving right along then, the next item on the agenda is the discussion of the Lifetime Achievement Award. If I remember correctly, we had left this, it's Stephen Wolf, right? And was somebody reaching out?
Was
It might have
Patrick
been
going to reach
Patrick?
out?
I think at the last meeting, there was kind of discussion about whether or not we were trying to have what was the deal this year? Like if this counted as 21. Yeah, it was just a whole thing about the timing and whatnot. So
But
So what
Mary,
is the deal this year?
Mary Engelbright was 2018, right? That we did in 2019.
it's
Actually,
2019 that we did in 2020.
Right.
2019 that we did in 2020. So we will be without a 2020 unless we make Steve this year our 2020 and then try also to do a 2021. Is that what
I say we are without a 2020
yeah.
Can
as
we just give
befitting the year.
COVID virus 20
Yes.
massive impact on the arts.
Yeah,
It can be its own statement.
It will be its own thing. 2020 COVID. Yeah, so is that how we want to roll this? We'll just move forward with Stephen Wolf as 2021? Is that?
Mhm.
Is that good? All right.
If
Has
we-
anybody reached out to him?
No, I think I had offered to do that, but it's hard to do that if we don't even have any details. So, if we're planning on doing this in the fall or something, just something that we can say instead of just, hey, would you like to be a recipient?
Wouldn't it be October? Could we go back to that model that we've done? for a number
I
of-
don't know. You guys decide, and then I'll contact him if we have just a few details.
Well, we're gonna get back on schedule. It seems like we would go back to October because that was traditionally when we did this. And if we're gonna just write off 2020, well,
And times are still iffy. We're not sure that there might be another virus coming through.
Well, Missouri just regained its lead as the greatest number of infections in the United States. We're back to number one. Yes.
We're
Oh,
number
God.
one.
still winning.
oh, Lord.
Well, if there were some unexpected spike, I mean, we could always call it off. I mean, there'd be a lot of things being called off if that were the case. I mean, it makes sense to me to proceed as if we were going to be able to do it.
Right.
It seems to me that there's enough time between now and October to be able to put something together like this.
I
Yes.
think last time we had talked about how being at the rec center was, you all liked it. Am I
Yes.
correct?
Loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so that may make things a little more complicated, just getting a date from them. So let me talk to them to see like what Fridays might be available in that October range.
Okay.
And if it's going to be October, then I can try to contact him even today and say, I mean, he may be out of the country in October or whatever. So let's
Yeah.
start with him and see if he's available in October. And
Doing this duel, just Michelle will hold some dates for me if I need.
Yeah.
yeah. Jen and I will try to work through that this week to see dates and timing. And if he's not available in October,
Well, then
see.
get some dates when he is and we'll work.
Yeah, like
we'll
late
try to work around
September. Yeah, I mean, we don't
early
want to get.
November, whatever.
How about any time from mid-September to mid-November? Just when you approach him,
Yeah.
have that flexibility.
Now, are we happy with the rec center? I mean, that's sounding like a yes, but
We seemed to
I
really
thought-
like it last time.
Oh, I thought it was fabulous. I loved it.
Yeah.
I'm not just happy. It was perfect.
all in one room.
We'll
is
have
great.
more notice. We can improve, because that was like, remember the elevators were down at City Hall, and so that was why we had to move it down there. So I
Mhm.
think with a little advance notice, we can probably improve. But it was smooth down there, and it's just in the one space, which is kind of nice.
yeah.
No, it was really great. I thought it just.
Yeah.
Okay. Do that today.
Judy,
right.
at one time you had mentioned Jane Smiley too as an author, and we can certainly consider her for next year. But did you ever talk to her about?
No, it took me a while to track her down, and
Mhm.
she's in California. But I'm certainly willing to approach her. I mean, just as a fan, I don't have, I know some people who know her, but yeah, no, I think I mean, she sounds to me like someone who would like it, who would appreciate it, unlike Jonathan Franzen, who I think could care less. So would we consider doing one if it were done over Zoom? I mean, she does apparently come back periodically, but well, I'm perfectly willing to approach her. So if you want me to go ahead and start that, I would.
You mean do the event itself over Zoom?
Well, just her over Zoom, like if that were the thing that was the make or break it. Yeah, it's not as good, but
Nah,
I think it's kind of nice to have a
okay, I'm
person.
just trying to, you
Yeah.
know,
And-
I
and
realize
would-
that people will consider that, that people with busy schedules, sometimes that allows them to entertain things that they wouldn't ordinarily be able to. But
and-
ideally, and it sounds like she derives a certain amount of pleasure from coming back. I mean, it's not something she would not like to do, and she's being honored, so I think. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll get in
And,
touch.
and I only brought it up so that we, number one, don't lose track of her as
Yeah.
next year's candidate. And
Mhm,
two, if it doesn't work out with Stephen Wolf, we obviously have a very good second option.
mhm, mhm.
Well, so yeah, I'm wondering about hanging out for 48 hours while Jerry talks to Stephen Wolf in the first place. I mean, do we really approach her and say, we want to give you an award in 2022?
Oh, I wouldn't suggest that yet. It was just that we
Yeah.
don't lose track of that nominee.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
once
Judy,
we
maybe-
resolve Stephen Wolf, then that would be the time to approach her for hopefully
Let's do
2022.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a great plan.
Mhm.
And, as we're talking nominees, because we have so many obviously to choose from, but, and the mayor, I know you were close to Mark Bernstein,
mhm.
and he retired at the Rep too, right? But he wasn't.
He's
quite the senior-
retiring this year. Yeah. He and
Is he?
Stephen worked together. The two of them were such a pair together. You could consider both of them, I guess, together and honor the Rep.
That would be a better suggestion.
That might be a nice thing to put Mark and Steve together and
Mhm.
Had we already approached Steve
no. Mm-mm.
at all? I
Well,
thought,
maybe we have. I don't even
thought we
remember.
had. I'm not sure.
But
I'm not-
he and Mark are buddies anyhow. Yeah, go ahead, Patrick. You
I
know
wouldn't
them
go to
better.
the wall with this. I mean, I don't have strong feelings about it, but I think if the two of them as it being, they both work at the Rep, and one is this astounding creative guy who is like this persona and icon, and the other guy like administered the Rep. I mean, maybe I'm not giving Mark enough credit, but to me, they don't seem to be quite in the same league.
Same boat. No, they're not. Let's just go for Stephen and let's see what we can get. We'll invite Mark to come and thank him while he's there. We can do that.
And I'm sure he would like to be a person who gives some
Oh, yeah.
remarks about. Steve.
Yeah, we could do that. We'll incorporate him into the program.
Yeah, yes. We can give him a little prize or something.
The booby prize.
Honorary Master of Ceremonies.
Miss Congeniality.
Mhm. Not
Yeah,
Mark.
yeah, Mark, that would be nice for Mark.
Not
Yeah.
Mark. Not Mark.
Mr. Warmth, yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna go with Stephen Wolf and we'll see
Try
where
for
this takes
October.
us,
Right.
aiming for sort of the fall-ish.
Mhm.
All right. Does anybody then have anything else? they
Oh,
would-
yeah, we have a big thing. I mean, Patrick Murphy and I have visited with the Masons, and we need to talk about the Piano Fest, Patrick,
Oh, yeah.
August 28th, because we need to get the Arts Commission saying this is fine to have
Yeah,
that
I
sponsorship.
have already ordered the porta potties.
But we haven't gotten the permission from this group yet.
No, and that, thank you. That is very important. I don't know what to do or say to be able to get this support, but I'm gonna try. It's gonna be like we did a couple of years ago. The Masons are excited. They'll probably sell food and ice cream and things. We've got, it's not gonna cost us anything. Mike Silverman will have Back to the Future and some other musicians. We're still kind of working that out. The date is definitely saved, August 28th. I mean, it's kind of, if you guys say, yeah, I mean, just push the button. I mean, it'll happen.
Oh,
yeah.
what's to say, not to say.
Yeah,
about.
it'll be called the second annual Piano Fest, and he's bringing in some absolutely incredible folks that evening. So,
Yeah.
and it would be sponsored by the Webster Groves Arts Commission if you all vote to approve doing that.
This is just a great way to get our name on something that's
Yes.
gonna happen anyway.
No, it can't happen without the yes vote of this Arts Commission, Patrick, because we need the city sponsorship to enable all of this to occur.
So do we
Yeah,
need
you're
to
right.
propose a motion? So I move that we back and endorse the dueling pianos, whatever's Piano Fest for
Fest.
August 28th. And that the
Piano Fest.
Groves Arts Commission is listed as the sponsor.
Okay,
Second.
and I'm hearing seconds. I'm
Second.
gonna go with Don because that's who I happened to be looking at when that happened. Are all those in favor? Just-
Aye.
Aye.
Is there any opposition, discussion? All right, I think we can take it as sponsored then.
That's what we needed. Now we're fine. Thank you.
I will, back
Oh.
here, just jumping in and saying that it was so fabulous last time, but I do remember that we're in dire need of more porta potties. So I don't know if we have the ability to order more than 2.
Well, I mean, the way I remember it, we first ordered 3. We had 1 and it wasn't enough. We had 3 and it was too many. So we thought we'd go for 2 this time.
2.5.
We only have
Put a
1.
bush somewhere, right?
We're also including in our publicity this year that we recommend people go to the bathroom before they come.
Oh, that'll
I
take
just-
care of it.
I
Are
just
they
remember
still
some people
carrying-
left because they had to go. They're like, I guess I'll just go home.
Can sell depends.
But we're assuming we're gonna get more people. We're aiming for more people. Are they so expensive that 3 is out of the question? I mean, isn't it better to have more than not enough?
Well, they're $100. I mean, I've already ordered them. I can order it.
Two
I mean,
is fine.
It's just, we did have 3 once and it was too many. I mean,
I feel like
Well, I
the
mean-
year I was there that we had 2, it was like very hard to, it was a very long line with little kids kind of dancing.
That was the year we had 1. The first year we had 3. It was too many. So we cut it back to 1, and that's where the issue was at the last one.
yeah,
is
that was
1.
definitely not enough.
Not enough. I love this. This is so wonderful that the biggest discussion is about porta potty. I love it.
These porta potty people are wonderful to work with too. They are terrific people. They know their area. They're real professionals, and it's a pleasure dealing with them.
Yeah.
I've learned
Oh,
so much. I've learned so much about porta potties. I really have. It's a wonderful thing.
Have to write a book.
They know their duty.
Oh, all right. I think we've had enough discussion on that. Moving on.
Can I mean, I have to leave at 9, but I did want to ask, where is the status of the mural on the overpass? Is that
Ooh.
okay,
Nowhere.
nowhere? So is it,
We can pick it up again and try.
That's a good
Did it
question.
mostly bog down in the area of getting permission from the railroad? Was that the thing that really kind of slowed us down?
I think COVID slowed us down.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I think
yeah,
it was like
but-
circular, like we didn't have, we
Yeah,
needed to
we
get more
just-
information to get funding, and then we needed funding to get, I think it was just kind of a,
we had explored taking the art and putting it on like something sticky or
Right.
affixing to the trestle artwork rather than painting it directly on the trestle, I think. At least we
But
were
that-
exploring that.
Wasn't that,
Well, nobody wants to
Costly
put
and
it right on
complicated.
there. They want to put it on those aluminum pieces.
Yeah, and then
attach.
affix those.
And that I don't think would be, where I think it was, the last I remember probably getting back to it, the actual.
But the railroad never said no. I don't think we got so far as to actually ask them, and they didn't say no. There were insurance issues, I think. But I don't think we ever had a.
Can I make a suggestion that Ben Jones is the government entity person? That we ask him if he could come to our next meeting via Zoom
yes.
and
that'd be great.
have a little discussion with him, and then we'd all be on the same path about what we needed to do. Shall
We
we?
know what we were talking about. Yeah, that would be.
That would be
good.
Well, can
That'd
we
be weird.
resurrect? I know John had looked up some pricing for us for the sheet. And we have a fantastic design. Can we get those things all pulled together so that I think we should definitely have him come and talk, but so that we can send him all that information in advance and say, this is what we're thinking about?
Well, on the sheets.
Possibly
I think that
consider
was
him for
one of-
September, since we have several other things we kind of need to handle. We're
Mhm.
talking to somebody from Parks and Rec
Mhm.
and maybe some stuff on the PR stuff.
This doesn't have a deadline. It's just nice to move it along. So September would be fine.
Yeah.
And maybe we can do a little PowerPoint rather than sending him the stuff ahead of time, where we show him a picture of what it looks like now, how bad that is, and here's some ideas that we have. And so we approach him in a meeting with kind of I don't know, a little bit of an overview.
Yeah, I think
Mhm.
that's a
I
great
think
plan.
that's what I do is do
Yeah.
that rather than send him stuff that he'll probably.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And then that gives us the visuals in front of us while we're talking to him and asking
Mhm.
questions. So it's good. Mhm.
Do we
Yeah.
have all that? I mean, we can just pull that out of the archives, right? I mean, we have the photos.
Yeah, I
from-
have this stuff that I sent. I mean, I
Yeah, we
sent
should have
back
it
to
in my
somebody. I'm
email
not real
stuff.
familiar with PowerPoint myself, but I'll be glad to work with anybody, whatever they need.
Oh, I do PowerPoints all the time. So if you want me to build the PowerPoint, I'm more than willing.
Yeah, if you guys can get together and put the information together and let's get something for September. I mean, we
Yeah.
won't. have to commit.
Well, and I will contact Ben and see if we can get him on Zoom in September to come and visit with us. And there's a big Missouri Municipal League conference this year that's in St. Louis toward the end of September. He may come to that because they do that sometimes, which would also be an opportunity to say, we'd love you to come after we do our PowerPoint. We'll be happy to have you come in person and see this and meet with some of us and have coffee and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's a great plan. All right, I apologize. I actually have to scoot here. But just real quick before we do that, our next scheduled meeting, as I have it, is August the 3rd. Is that
Yep.
good for everybody?
That's correct. I'm not sure yet if they're going to be wanting us to come back in person or Zoom. So FYI, I'll keep y'all posted.
So stay tuned. And I'm going to scoot, Patrick, if you,
Katie, I'll handle the adjournment. Don't worry, it's in my hands.
Thanks,
Well,
Katie.
Patrick, we should tell you that as we've been talking about our walking tour, we keep acknowledging that we have the perfect narrator.
Okay,
So
I would be happy
you've
to,
been, all right.
love to.
Okay. I have to scoot also, so.
I
Bye,
move we
everyone.
adjourn.
Yes,
Is there a motion to adjourn? Oh, there was a motion, in fact.
I second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Anyone opposed?
Nay.
No, okay, we're adjourned then.
Well done,
Excellent.
Patrick. Yeah.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Thanks, Patrick.
Did
Take
it.
care all.
Excellent.
Great adjournment. All right, see y'all later.
One of the best. They're all good, but that was one of the best.
See you guys.